Sorry about that, folks. Had a little bit of technical difficulties that happened there, but we're back. As I was saying, Clea, the man and the woman not so much, but the man appears to be glowing very brightly, like very, very brightly. And the distortion you saw over by the tree, the one that just seemed to be kind of floating there, is also has a bit of a brightness to it.
Yeah, so did I roll my detect stealth thing, right? I
Oh,
had
you rolled your detect stealth. Now you're doing stealth to put your gun together.
yeah, that's three successes that I had.
Three successes. Okay. Yeah, that's enough. No one really seems to notice you that much.
I'm
So
also humming at the same time,
mhm.
pretending to be singing
So
something.
you get it put together, and as you're in this, the exchange goes down, and she starts to do something,
He's keeping an eye on her.
mhm,
He is keeping an eye on her.
and
On who?
you see off to the corner of your
Out
right
of
says,
character aside, these two should know each other. Jaina is Brandon's ghoul. Arjun is living with Brandon.
has Brandon
Okay.
has he met Jaina though? Like just in character, has he met her?
In character, he would not have met her, but he would have seen her around the house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that is a good point, Jin. Yeah, you recognize this woman now. Now that she's close to you and you're getting a look at her face, wait a minute. You know this woman. This is Brandon's
Okay.
goal.
Yeah. So yeah, only when he recognizes her, whatever he pulls out of his pocket, which is whatever. He doesn't know. He probably has something in there.
Mm-hmm.
Game of cards, maybe a few cards or whatever, and he hands it to her and
I
goes,
don't know. You said you had like the typical mundane things in your pockets, or I would know.
"True, I didn't think of the cards
And I'm
at this
seeing
point."
you, and I can see you, and I can
I mean,
see
a
the
pack of
mist in the
cards is
tree.
mundane.
Yeah, it's kind of mundane too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay,
Matter
okay.
Scan would have definitely told her that you had cards.
true. Yeah. It's
Okay, so I
nothing like.
find this weird.
Yeah, so
I
Clea
mean,
finds
it.
it weird that he's
you
handing a pack of cards.
yep. So Jaina accepts the cards, and it's at this point that Jaina kind of starts to recognize you as well, and
But he goes, "Oh, you're right."
she kind of looks up at you and then starts to recognize you, and then she says, "All right." She kind of looks to the side, looks off to there, and very professionally, she mouths at you, and then you're very aware of it because she's right up in front of you, and she mouths, "Play along," and she'll grab your arm, and she says, "So this is an interesting place for a first date, but it's not so bad. It's nice, peaceful, and quiet." And then she kind of gives you a little nudge and wants you to kind of walk with her, holding your arm. Typical kind of date walk.
Yeah, he'll play along with it and go, "Yeah, it's
And she starts
That
to,
all
quite."
looks suspicious to Clea,
yeah, she,
because he was circling many times, and
yep. Hmm.
this is something's off. And there's this thing under the tree.
She starts to walk you away, and when she walks you away to that part, she says very quietly, um, in your ear, and she says, "There is a kindred behind the tree. I do not know who he is, but he has been following me for a while, and he appears to be quite dangerous due to a situation that we've discovered earlier. As you know, I'm with Brandon. Can you help me deal with this problem?"
I didn't hear everything you said.
Sorry, I'm trying to
But
keep it quiet. She whispers in your ear basically that this is another kindred that's been following her, and she wants you to help take care of this. She's not entirely sure who this is.
does she say?
She says she
Oh,
has some support, but it's not here right now.
sure, come.
Okay. And
Does she point to anywhere where she said when she said
she
that?
says over by the tree that you guys were standing next to, and the trees are spaced out far enough to where you can probably guess that the tree that you were next to was probably where it was. So right now, you guys are on the path walking in, say, the south direction. Clea is off to your left with the way you guys are facing, off toward the street by her bike, and
Question.
the shadowy thing
Do
is
they
over by the tree.
notice? Do they notice that I look directly at the shadowy thing?
That depends. If they would like to make perception checks, they can. And I'll go ahead and roll for her. Because at this point, she would definitely start to notice you, Clea.
What do we roll?
I mean, probably perception awareness, I'd say. Probably.
I would say yes.
Three successes.
I'm
to
sorry,
get that
mine.
roll.
1, 2. I did greater than 6. That was dumb of me. Should have been equal to. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 hits for her. And how many did you get?
3, 2.
Right, so 3. So yeah, now that she's no longer like, because the only action she was doing was stealthily putting the gun together. You guys kind of look over at the woman, and you can see that she is now looking at the spot where you two are now, where the supposed kindred is hiding.
They probably also notice that her arms are in a very weird position. This is getting ready to shoot if anything happens.
Like, she appears to be leaned over the motorcycle with her hands in a bag. Before Jaina
Yeah,
reacts,
he's
I'll
keeping
give.
an eye on.
Before
He's keeping
Jaina
an eye on.
Gotcha.
He's keeping an eye on her, and he just maybe
Gotcha.
goes a little bit quicker.
Okie dokie, I'll go ahead and say what Jaina does here. She kind of reacts and looks at Clea and kind of squints like she's seeing Clea for the first time and does like a little scan up, and then she's like, "Ah, shit." Ajun, it's at this point that the kindred drops Obfuscate, and I'll tell you right away that no one in this party has seen this kindred before. This is just some random kindred. At least it looks like a kindred. Seemed to be obfuscated. He comes out. He's got one of those kind of cotton black shirts on, black pants, black boots, black gloves. He looks like he's about ready to try and rob a bank or something. And he walks up to you and Jaina, like he's kind of strolling up to you and Jaina. At first, kind of nonchalantly with his hands in his pockets.
I see the Deacon Frost NPC.
No, it is not Deacon Frost.
Okay.
This is actually not a visible NPC. This looks just like some vanilla guy. And
Okay.
when he gets about 3 steps forward, I'll go ahead and declare what happens. He pulls a what looks like a silenced, I guess you'd call it a Makarov or maybe a PPK or some sort of smaller firearm. You're not entirely sure. Can't really see it full from here. But he literally pulls out from his back a silenced pistol and points it at you. And I'll go ahead and have everyone roll initiative, see how it goes down.
I'll go ahead and say
shit.
this. Jaina has a telepathic link with Brannon.
Oh yeah, at this point, the moment the kindred comes out, like that was the backup I was talking about for Jaina, is either Brannon or someone else he'd send. This has been happening for about 15 to 20 minutes. So how fast could he get there? Probably pretty fast. Yeah.
He has
I
celerity
didn't-
7.
Yeah,
I'll let you infer how quickly he
Oh
gets
yeah.
there.
So
19
he
is
will
mine.
he will literally be there at the start. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 miles.
I'll go ahead and do his initiative.
You may, because he's going to arrive there literally during the first turn. There will be actions taken before he gets there due to the thing with celerity, but the moment that everyone's first turns happen, he will literally arrive
Yeah.
after that first action.
Nelson, write mine down because I'm on the phone. Mine was 19.
Go ahead and mark it here. So Clea's was How much did you say?
19.
19.
And he would have blood buffed, so
Excellent.
that's a 7, 4, and another 7. That's 26 for his initiative.
Jaina got 23. And Nelson, what did you get?
Nelson got 14. Nelson's last.
14.
14. And then what did you say Brandon got?
26.
26.
26. Okay, so after the first series goes, if it goes into 2 or 3 turns somehow, he will be at the top. All right. So the first thing will go. Not that when he arrives, he has celerity 6, right? So the moment he arrives,
Celerity 7.
celerity 7. Okay, so the moment he arrives in the scene, he will get 7 actions alongside Jaina's 3. Unless, Ajun, do you have celerity as well?
No.
Okay, so he will.
I mean, good luck, because he has the
Oh wait,
flower of
I do.
death celerity power.
Yeah, literally.
Oh
When
wait,
he
I do have celerity 1, so that would actually be 15 to on this roll.
right. So when this first turn goes by, Brandon will act first with 7 turns. Jaina will act second with 3 turns, and then Ajun will act third with 1
Fourth. I'll be third.
fourth 1 turn. Well, I'm saying this is the celerity actions that happen after the first turn.
Oh, after that.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
literally,
I don't
the
have
moment Brandon comes in, he's gonna basically get 8 actions to do something. Alrighty, so first up, I got to roll for the guy here. Let's see what he gets.
I guess that's one
Question.
dead NPC.
He's going to probably be a very dead NPC.
I have a question. Is my rifle silenced? Can my rifle be silenced?
Yeah, I'll let you have a silencer on it.
Okay.
I'll just put greater than 5. That's all. 3, so it's 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he tied with Ajun, and Ajun's got celerity, so Ajun would easily go first anyway. So first up in this standard turn order, as Brennan is going to be just arriving in time. Let me all picture this here. All right, so first up is actually going to be Jaina, and she is going to go for a disarm. It's not celerity action, so he's not. I'm gonna go ahead and just roll this real quick here, just to see what happens, because I think she's gonna kick his ass. Yeah. It's actually more than that. I don't even know why I'm rolling all these. That's gonna be. Oh, that's gonna suck. Wow!
15?
Wow! She got a good one. Let's see what he does. Yeah, no. So, in the time span that he pulls the gun out and points it, Jaina's literally already gone up, grabbed him in kind of a triangle grab, twists his arm, and now has him grappled, and the gun is pointing away from her, and she's got a really nice grapple on him. He's not hurting her with that gun. Then it goes down to Clea.
Well, Clea is going to jump over the bike and point the gun to the dude, start walking towards him, and hold the attack action because I want to see what will happen.
She has him grappled.
Well, yeah, but I don't know which
Yep,
side
I know,
is
I know.
he. Is he
I'm
facing me?
I know.
On his turn, he may attempt to break the grapple.
Yes, he may.
Yeah.
Clea will then go to June. You're up.
Let's see exactly what he's going to do.
So holding your action as well.
No, I'm just looking at his disciplines, his what he'll do exactly, what level he'll use.
You
What's it
guys
called
are
again?
violating the masquerade right now. You know that.
I mean,
Obtenebration 5.
not obtenebration. What's it called?
Chemistry.
Chemistry. I mean, no, not if I pull illusion. He's a vampire.
Chemistry.
And if it's an illusion, who's to say it's breaking the masquerade? The guy's just acting crazy.
Yeah. Which one? Is it the one to actually try and hurt him? Which one is it? Is it 4 or 5?
I think that's 4. Forgive me, I don't use that
Okay.
power very often.
Okay, things to have, but yeah, sorry. I would. And sorry, just as a quick reminder, what do I roll for that?
That would be a question for Shayna, not me. I can double check if you like.
Give me
in
a
the book.
second. I'm gonna go. I'm in the discipline section of the core rulebook anyway.
Gotcha.
I just gotta scroll up to Chimerastery.
Okay.
Don't want dementation.
Nelson, use dementation. Critically botches, and due to all the paradox that's around, he actually summons a demon.
Dementation and chemistry together. The shit you can do.
One that you want is Horrid Reality, the 5th level. You need to spend 2 willpower points in order to set it in motion. And roll manipulation plus subterfuge, difficulty, the victim's perception and self-control / instinct. Each success inflicts 1 health level of lethal damage that cannot be soaked.
Yeah, so what did you say I roll? Something plus 4 is...
Manipulation plus subterfuge versus the perception, self-control, instinct. Whatever their dice pool is for that, you roll against that.
Yep. He rolled. He got 3 hits. Go ahead and do
Oh, no, he doesn't get a roll.
Oh, he doesn't get a roll. Okay.
I think
it's
my
just whatever
difficulty.
those two together
Okay,
are.
so
Your difficulty is 4,
Difficulty
apparently.
is 4.
Okay, and can I use willpower? Oh, well, no, I'm you'd have no. Okay,
You need to spend 2 willpower for the
Yeah, you
power.
gotta spend 2 willpower to pop it off anyway.
4. 1. Take 6. He takes 6 damage.
And is
6
this
levels of unsoakable lethal.
unsoakable lethal? Okay, so he takes.
As he'll just throw a pack of to everyone. He's just throwing his cards on his some cards on him, like because he's got a few packs. To him, hey, look, I'm throwing fire at you.
So he's like, you're like actually throwing fire at him in his mind.
Well, no, that's what he sees.
In his mind.
Yeah, in his mind, that's what he sees.
And that will incur Rorschach if this guy is kindred.
Yep. Yeah.
Fire is diff 8 or 9 Rorschach.
Yeah, I doubt he's gonna pass this.
I think it's 8.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's diff 9 because he's outnumbered. He's got this shit going on. He just got grappled and owned. So let's see what happens here.
I'm guessing if
Nope.
If Clea was to read his mind, it would be, I immediately regret this decision.
If Clea were to read his mind, it would be saying, ah!
Yeah, he's running. He's going to attempt to run away.
He's trying to get away from Jaina, so this will be like a contested grapple check to try and get away from her. Because she's got him grappled. So, we'll roll hers. She got 4 hits. And does he get any bonuses from this as a vampire? Or is that only with Frenzy? And
He will reflexively blood buff in order to
Right, so he'll go up to about 6.
give him the best chance possible to get away.
So he got 1 hit. He can't break or grapple. She's got him. So now, Brandon, take 8 actions.
Well, in that case, maybe I should just shoot him now to be done with it, and then allow
Well,
Brandon
this
to
is
kick
this
his
is
ass.
celerity. This is
so I can
happening
do
in
something.
this is in supernatural speed. The celerity actions have now begun. So Brandon
Yeah,
now
you
gets
Yeah, but
so Brandon now gets to
had
take his
had-
7 actions.
yeah, but I had a held action though.
Yes, and that expires at the end of the round.
Yeah, this is
Well,
this
it's
is
not the end
this-
of the round yet.
well, technically this is celerity action. This is happening in celerity time, meaning that until we go back down to the standard actions, unless you have a time sphere, which you do not, you will not be able to interrupt or act. If you had time sphere, you could potentially actually do something during these celerity actions, or you could interrupt something,
No,
etc.,
I'm not-
etc. But you
I'm
don't
not
have
talking
that.
about.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but if I had a
Christine,
held action, don't I have to do it before
Christine.
the round ends?
no,
No.
you could literally sit there for 3 rounds aiming, and just hold your action.
Why?
Because you don't have to do something. You could literally sit there and say, "I hold my
As
action for
a,
3 rounds."
As
But
a
I
free action, he's going to
want
tell Jaina to drop him and back off.
Okay, so free action. Jaina immediately lets go of him and backs up.
And he's going to use Earth Shock. He is going to expend 2 blood and use his Dexterity Brawl to force a geyser of stone to erupt from the ground.
All right, and does this guy roll something for it?
He can attempt to dodge it if he's got celerity actions.
He has 1. He's buffed, so go up to 6.
But he has to get more,
Diff
where's my
6,
dice roller? Mm-hmm. Oh no, +2 difficulty.
plus 2 difficulty. So
Diff 8.
yeah, nothing.
Okay, let me look at Brandon's stats real quick.
Gonna get Geyser a stone to the face.
14 between those, add...
Yeah, Cleo, one thing you can
roll.
do, when celerity and rage actions and time actions, even with mages with time sphere, are happening, it is happening outside of the standard actions. So even if you have a held action, if your turn has already gone past
That is
and we
7,
enter celerity
7.
or rage, you can't make your action until we go back down into normal time. Even if you said you were holding something, you were ready. Unless you got time sphere to react to it, you can't do it.
I mean, yeah, you could have told me that before, so
Oh.
I wouldn't lose my turn.
You don't.
It's not like you're going to get to do much anyway. He's
Yeah.
about to be Ash.
And to be fair, you didn't
Yeah,
really lose your
exactly.
turn.
That's why
you're
I
just-
wanted to do
you
something.
just had to wait until
So
the
I-
next turn.
Yeah, exactly. So I lose my turn.
Well, I would declare that you were aiming. So if for whatever reason this guy
I
does not
was
die,
aiming.
if for whatever reason this guy does not die, you will have a bonus dice to shoot him next turn because you've been aiming.
That won't happen.
7. No, because this is about to be a whole lot of pain. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
Do you want him original recipe or Kentucky Fried?
That is 15 aggravated damage.
And this is aggravated damage. So if he gets pushed into aggravated damage, correct me if I'm wrong, but that can kill, not put into torpor, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
He's dead already.
Yeah. So well,
he's done.
mm,
Unless he
I
can
mean-
soak.
And
Unless he can soak out
half
of
of
that
it, more than half.
15, he has to soak at least 15.
At least 7, right?
At
No.
least 7 of it.
8.
right.
8.
This is
Eight.
aggravated damage.
can-
8.
You can go to 8. 8 is where you die.
Yeah, so
Let me look at his
yeah.
boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh boy.
That's no
Does he have any
successes. He's
fortitude?
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had 2 fortitude,
Yeah.
but that didn't matter. So
Yeah, it wouldn't matter.
he's toast, Shayna. How do you want to do this?
Okay, so Arjun recognizes the figure that literally skids in, yells at Jaina, and then his fist hits the ground with such impact that it sends a geyser of rubble and stone spewing up from the ground under this man.
In a very low voice, so only like the two of them can hear, or maybe Jaina. Arjun just goes, okay, so fuck the masquerade.
And this kindred turns to ash as the rubble just rips through him. And Brandon stands up, kind of cracks his neck, looks to Jaina. You okay?
Yeah, sorry about that. He kind of surprised me on that one. That was different.
Well, the masquerade is fucked, but
She kind of
Yeah,
looks around.
Clea
And
is just looking at the three
you
of them,
you
Yeah.
look
still aiming the
around.
gun.
You look around. The only person you see is the woman with blue and kind of pink hair. There's literally no one else in this park at all. And Jaina
And she's holding a rifle.
And Jaina looks over to the woman. Sigh of relief, but also a sigh of kind of like a. And she says, "Actually, Brandon, the masquerade's still good. There's no one here, and she's not a problem."
What is she?
Brandon gives a nod.
No, I'm definitely a problem. What the fuck is happening here?
None of your
was a-
business.
You just
None
saw
of
what
my
happened.
business. I was
A guy
here.
tried to attack us, and he got killed.
Indeed,
That's all you need to
a
know.
man tried to attack us. We responded in self-defense. He is now dead. Clea, if you wouldn't mind, would you please go back to the library and talk with my good friend there? She will inform you what has happened.
How do you know my name? How do you know my name?
I was at the library when you showed up.
I didn't see you there. I only saw 7 there.
She smiles and she says, "That was the point." Nice little nickname you gave her, by the way. That's her favorite number. Lucky 7, she always says.
So who the fuck are you?
She kind of thinks for a
Again, I
moment.
don't
Who
think
the
that's
fuck
any
are
of your
all of you?
business.
She just kind of looks at Brandon and she's like, and then she looks back at Clea and she's like, "I'm not on duty, so I don't have to tell you that."
And if you keep pushing, I'll make sure you don't ask again.
You don't want to.
Oh, great. So now we're threatening people now. That's what you do, you big tough man. You find random
not gonna
amputees
kill
in the
ya.
street and you're threatening them.
I'm not gonna kill you.
Good grief!
I'll just make sure you
Oh.
forget all of this ever happened.
Oh yeah, because I need more mind fucking in my life.
Stop pissing him off. You really don't want to do
Oh,
this.
I'm pissing him off. I was here first. You guys came here and you fucked up the whole joint. I was here. Everything was peaceful. As soon as you guys showed up, all this crazy shit went down.
I'm gonna have
And
him
now it's none of my business.
do a nice little perception empathy so he can get a feel for her aura.
Yep. Are you, is he using, Auspex?
Yep.
Okay.
2, and because of his Auspex level, that is a difficulty 3. That is 5 successes. I know her entire
Holy
fucking
shit.
life story.
Pretty much. Yeah, you can see the colors of her emotion go throughout, and you can also see if Brandon has any experience dealing
Oh,
with
he knows what
mages are. Okay.
all of the sparkling glitters
Oh, yeah.
going across her aura means.
She is.
Oh, you're a fucking mage. No wonder.
Yep. Yeah, remember the security detail I took at the library? She came by and looked for some information last night. Which is fine because she is a member of the library, which is her right to do. But if you really want to, you know,
I'm right here,
if-
You can just talk about me in front of me like I'm not here.
hold on, Clea, one moment. If you really wish to talk about this whole exchange that happened, Brennan, you can have a word with Alexi. But other than that, she's fairly new to the library, so she didn't violate any security details when I was on duty. So as far as I know, she's pretty clean.
Good.
None that is any of your business.
Well, to be fair, did you not become a member of the library? She says,
So,
and
are you the library's owner or something?
Clea, the moment you
Is
try to
he?
no, the moment you try and say library, you try to speak and you go look. You can't say it.
Fuck.
You can't say it.
Fuck. Is he the owner of that place or something? Are you the owner?
No. I'll tell you what.
Didn't we agree that he was one of the heads of the library?
Sure.
Because you needed a vampire who would
Oh yeah.
feasibly back it, and
Mhm.
he's one of the few who would.
Oh yeah, easily. Jaina just kind of folds her arms and just looks over at Brandon, and she says, "Well, one of them is here."
One of whom?
The library
Jesus
has
Christ.
a group of owners. I happen to be one of them.
Indeed.
Then why do you have such a big problem telling me who you are then? And why can you talk about it and I can't?
Well, perhaps you should open up a book on lore. There were mandated things that had to happen when we made that. And because you're fairly new to the scene, precautions had to be taken. At least that's what they told me. That's why they had you sign that little paper, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's nothing critical, it's just certain things can't be talked about here and there. You know how it is with secrets and all that. When secrets go exposed, people they do things. And no matter what you are in this world of ours, we need to keep our own things somewhat secret from outside. From the
What
outside
happened
world.
here was no secret. We're in a public place.
She looks around. And for anyone who has Auspex or any sort of scanning, there's nothing. There's like nothing here. Even if for those of you who can like see spirits or ghosts, which are typically here in the park, nothing. Actually, when you take a look around, if anyone does take a look around, it's creepily eerie how there's no one here. There's no birds, there's no dogs, there's no lizards, there is nothing here but sidewalk, grass, you four, and of course the body parts. What's left of the guy?
It'd be Ash.
Or Ash.
Ash.
Sorry, Ash. Nothing but a little clump of and it got scattered around too with the dirt and the rock. So it just looks like someone was maybe doing some construction here or something. That's about all anyone's gonna see.
I mean, it's just us here, and you're not going to say anything, right?
See what to who? I don't even know what the fuck is happening. All I know is that smoky thing came out of there and then it got earth fucked or something.
Jaina walks up to you and hands you a what looks like a business card, but it's a business card to a particular coffee shop. It says
I'll take the card.
it's a very odd named coffee shop. It's called Wondrous Wibbleton Coffee. It says, I'll tell you what, I'll buy you a cup of coffee and I'll explain a few things to you, maybe tomorrow.
I don't trust you, people.
You shouldn't have to, and that's a good ideology to have.
If you want to explain things to me, start by telling me who you are, so at least I know who I'm dealing with here.
My
It's
name's
not like I'm
Brennan.
gonna.
I think that's all you need to know.
My first name is Jaina, and that's all you need to know about me as well. If
Do
you're explaining
you
what
have a
I'm doing,
number?
if you wish to know why I was here, this is actually a simple matter of self-defense that happened here.
Arjun, and same as those two. All you need to know.
Hmm. Well, fuck. It seems that you know more about me than I know about you. At least give me a number.
Well, Jaina will give you at least a number on one of her phones, but as for the other characters, that's
No,
up to
not
them.
that number. A number and a signing number.
Oh, do you like ask her for an assigning number, like what you would call her
Yeah,
for? Ah.
yeah,
She says,
yeah.
"Ah, yes, your number system. Call me number 10."
She will look at the other two.
What the fuck are you on about?
She does this thing where when she meets people, she gives them assigned numbers, like number 1, number 2. Brandon, has Brandon watched Star Trek at all?
No.
He's never done. So she says, "Did you ever watch that show, on TV, Star Trek?" Oh wait, no, you haven't. You wouldn't have no idea. It's like assigning a nickname to someone, except she uses numbers for some reason.
I'm good with numbers.
He gives her a
Bad with
weird
names.
look.
1, 7, and 10 are taken. Take your pick.
Jane is actually trying not to laugh at this point.
For fuck's sake. How do I end up with the fucking trouble cases?
Trouble follows you around, Brandon.
That's not very polite. You don't know me.
In all honesty, Brandon.
Unfortunately, now we he smirks.
And-
Unfortunately,
she's
now we
actually-
do.
She's actually mumbling to herself. You don't know about my life.
Jaina,
I know
Jaina,
you're a fucking mage.
Jaina looks over at Brandon. She's like, "Brandon, it wouldn't matter where you go. Trouble's always following you."
We
Oh,
also know
shut
your
up,
name is
Jaina.
And
Oh,
I know
sorry.
you're an earth fucking thing or whatever you are. I don't know what you are.
We also know your name is Cleary, and apparently you're a pain in the ass.
Clearly. Fine. If
Whatever.
you're willing to give me a
So
fucking number,
Squint.
make it 13.
He says 13.
Fine.
21.
She will squint at Arjun and say, "You don't even know how much of a big pain in the ass I can be."
I'm gonna start calling
And
you.
she will point to the cybernetic arm.
Jaina just looks over at Adrian. She's like, "I'm gonna start calling you Blackjack then, if that's the case."
Go ahead. All I see like smiles.
What I've seen, he prefers poker.
She laughs out loud.
I'll smirk at that.
Because I'm sure, with him living at Brandon's house, they have played poker on several occasions, and Brandon has one hell of a poker face.
She chuckles a bit. She says, "I can explain things to you if you like. As for the rest of this night, I have some business to talk with Brandon over here. If you don't mind, I say we go about our ways, unless this man had someone who was aiding him. Least we be out of here when the questions start occurring."
So what is this place that you gave me the card to?
The coffee shop?
Never heard of this.
It's a secure
Yeah.
place.
Secure for whom?
Things like you
Jesus
and me.
Christ, both of you.
I don't know what you people are. I know you're not one of us.
She's just a human.
I'm not just a human.
Not you. No, you are
Oh,
just a
she-
fucking human. You're a
No,
mage.
she's not. No, I'm not just a human.
Jaina,
And
Jaina,
I'm
just,
not just a mage. And she's not just a human. She has things going on.
Jaina
I can
chuckles a bit,
see,
and
you
she
know?
says, try ghoul, vamp, mage. There, see? We're all in accord.
I'm a cyborg.
Close enough.
You're not a fucking cyborg. If I stab you, you're still gonna fucking die.
I'm on the way.
It's at this point that Brandon would definitely notice there's a surprising amount of aura or sparkly energy coming from her left eye.
Hmm.
Seems
Interesting.
seems to concentrate on her arm and her eye more than it does anywhere else.
Jesus Christ, I came here to get some peace because the house is too fucking crowded.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry about
Well,
that.
I came
And I
here
swear,
for the
I'm gonna
same
get him out as soon
reason.
as I fucking can. It's not like it's my fault.
Wait, are you all living in the same house?
I took in one of them, and now I've got a whole fucking herd of them.
I told you it would be a bad idea, but no, don't listen to Jaina. What does she know about living?
You know what? Shut up.
She
I don't
frowns but
like
shuts up.
roommates.
And she says, she looks over at Clea and she's like, yeah, roommates can be dicks. Huh? I didn't say nothing, Brennan. Stop looking at me like that.
He will, because it would probably be about time that she actually needs to drink his blood.
Mm.
He's going to, cut his hand, and he keeps a flask with him pretty much all the time.
Really? Right in front of the. Whatever.
What the hell?
Well,
What the
Don't really think it matters at this point. She takes a swig, and obviously, and we'll take what
You're
she needs.
fucking weird.
fuck? Are you some kind of blood cult or something?
She kind of looks over at.
I'm a fucking vampire, you dumb cunt.
You see her like losing all the color from her face.
I'm gonna call this session Daft
You
Cunt.
are a rude motherfucker. You are rude.
Jaina
I'm well aware I'm a rude motherfucker. I've
Ja-
been around for 600 years. I
Jan-
think I've earned that right.
Jaina holds up her fingers and she's got one too, and she's like, dang, she's only got
No.
rude and motherfucker. She hasn't even gone to 3 or 4 yet.
What the fuck
well-
is 3 or 4? What are you talking about, you people? Like, no.
Like, oh, I'm just talking about how many times
you
you've
don't-
insulted him.
Nothing gives you the right to be rude to people you just met.
Clearly, you haven't
I've
met
been
us.
alive for 6 centuries, darling. I've earned my right.
Yeah, maybe it's time to take a break.
It's at this
Mm.
point,
How
Clea,
old are you?
yeah, you feel someone come up from behind you, and the only person who's going to be able to perceive this guy will be Brannon. Go ahead and make me a perception check with Auspex.
Okay.
However,
Do I feel something though?
this difficulty will be increased even with diff 3. This will be increased by an additional 5 points. So this will be diff 8.
Do I feel
for
something though?
Brannon to roll. You do not
Brandon.
you do not feel anything.
Oh shit.
There's still 3 successes.
Still got 3, so that's pretty good. You only catch it at the very last instant though. But you see when he gets into like the proper field of vision, you see kind of an old man with a cane kind of walking up. Very nonchalantly, very non-threateningly. He says, "Am I interrupting something? I heard a commotion here, and I'm one of the groundskeepers for the park here, and I wanted to make sure that there was no trouble going on." And then he kind of squints and looks at Brandon, and Brandon recognizes this guy as
He's
one.
gonna give him a respectful bow.
He gives a bow, and he is one of the other owners of the library. Specifically, he is the mage version of the owners.
Terribly sorry about the ground there. I was dealing with a bit of a threat.
No worries. I felt the call and the spirits ran, and I felt the earth tremble, and yeah, that was something. He kind of looks for a moment, and he says, "That should be easy enough to fix. No worries there. Was anyone harmed?"
Just the fucker who tried to mess with my ghoul.
I see. I was going to interrogate the man later, but I was dealing with something else. That man, I do know a little bit about what happened there. When I saw him last, this man came from a very, very dark and evil place. A place that has been
He was
quarantined
under the tree.
by humans. No, where he came from before. You did not see him before he entered the park. He
Texas?
Yes.
he lets out a little chuckle. He says, "No, not Texas, although Texas is very dark. Very dark." He says, "No, Brandon, he came from that house. But I think, and if you do not mind me speaking about your matters so lightly, I think that man came from House Tremere. For whatever reason, his trip
Oh, for fuck's sake.
for whatever reason
I'm
his trip led
sorry.
him from the house to the dark place. That
I-
house that has been quarantined. You know that house, Brandon, right?"
We're talking about the house?
He looks over at
The
Clea.
house? Like the house that the abandoned house?
Yes, that place. Dark place.
I was supposed to investigate that house.
Oh, be very careful going over there.
Well,
Not
I'm not going alone.
good. Not good place to go alone. It smells like skunk. And skunks smell.
I don't think that skunks are a real danger. I don't know what.
Or they can be. But no. I noticed he came from that place. Did anyone from that you know of, Brandon, was asked to investigate that place, or do you know?
I don't think they would have sent a Tremere.
Then that is very odd that he would be out by himself investigating a place like that. As far as the humans are concerned, it has been abandoned for years and is of no use. Actually, they are currently trying to get the demolish bill passed so it can be demolished and replaced with something else. They deemed the
Sorry,
foundation
but
dangerous.
there's some communication issue here. What's a Tremere?
Clea, perhaps it is best that you
How do you know my name?
I am good friends with your owners over at the Order of Hermes. Good friends with them. Good friends with the owner. If you come with me, I can explain a few things to you. Not only that, I can help you to some nice tea or refreshments if you want. But I've been meaning to ask and talk with you anyway. I was late for the meeting last time. Please give my condolences to Mr. Xavier. I do apologize. And then he looks over at Brandon.
Condolences?
Yes, I was late for the meeting. I should not be late for meetings, especially when Xavier holds them. He's constantly busy.
Okay.
And Brandon, of course, recognizes the name Xavier as well, but Iroh turns to Brandon and does a very formal bow. And he says, And with that, I will, Clea, you should come with me. And he looks at the other two and he says, and you children of Cain should go back and, worry about what is going on with that sect, for there are strange things going about now. And I thank you and apologize that I was not here to aid you in this matter earlier. Thank you again, Brannon.
And Alden will bow the same way Brandon did. Kind of like, okay, apparently that's how we do things.
Well, I can't say it was a pleasure per se, but
Believe me,
bye.
neither do we.
Oof, these sons of Ether. I never watch Star Wars anymore. He starts to he bids you to come with him, Clea.
Yeah, she will follow him and the others.
Yeah, once again he waves to the others and he thanks them for everything. We're gonna have a scene with Clea and Iroh, and then I have a scene where Jaina needs to talk with Brandon, and then we'll end it for tonight. So, Clea, as you're walking with Iroh, you come to like this little groundskeeper hut. Like looks like a security office, and he walks in, and he says, "Can I help you to some tea, or maybe some soda, or alcohol, perhaps?"
Sure, whatever.
Of course. What do you like to drink?
Whatever's handy. Mm, I'm not picky.
Of course. He hands you a Coca-Cola.
She will sit down and start disassembling the rifle.
That is quite an interesting setup there. I'm not very familiar with these new ones, but the old ones you couldn't have done that in a heartbeat. Now you can disassemble everything into a cell phone. Everything is all crazy. Whatever happened to the good old days where we just punched each other?
Not all of them. This is a small one.
Oh, I see. Oh, and allow me to introduce myself. I am Iroh Hisashi. I am the groundskeeper for the park, and I am one of the old Grandmasters of the Akashic Brotherhood, and I am also second Grandmaster of the Verbena. Or at least that's not the terminology they use, but close enough.
So you're two things at once?
I am an Akashic brother and a Verbena. Yes, so to speak. I have practiced in both
Okay.
traditions. Both are steeped in
I
very
didn't
similar
know.
philosophies and ideologies.
I didn't know that was a thing, but
It is very
anyway.
uncommon. Oftentimes it is difficult for sons of Hutch to, for ones such as ourselves, to learn more than what our standard traditions teach. But for those of us that are willing, we can branch out and ascend farther than we ever have gone before. I imagine you have some questions. First, I will start to answer and say thank you for joining the library.
Oh, yeah, only I can't talk about it. And before Mr. Irio, whatever, you need to assign you a number because I'm not gonna remember
Yes,
you.
I heard about the numbers. Assign me number 2. I've always wanted to be number 2. Never much liked Star Trek that much, but it had good stories.
Well, Star Trek's better than Star Wars.
Oh man, don't say that at a few of the conventions that happen down here. You could start a war.
Whatever. They have the right to be wrong. But in any case, yeah, vampires, ghouls, Termere,
yes.
the house. What the hell is going on? Because
Well,
it seems that I'm looking into trouble wherever I go. I just came here to relax and to go through some notes and
indeed. And the fact that that man knew who she was and was following her was disturbing. However, what is more disturbing is the strange events that have been happening. Serial killings, the house. From what we know, the house is a haunt. Wraiths and evil spirits,
Yeah,
angry spirits, have been trapped
I
there.
know as much,
Indeed.
but
And it seems that whoever walks onto the grounds, if they are weak willed or have such desires, that they can be manipulated and may be possessed. As for the ones you met out in the park, they are indeed children of Cain, vampires, or as they call themselves, kindred. But those ones that you met out there tonight are not to be worried about. In fact, they are probably some of the only ones that you could ever trust. I would recommend staying out of their affairs, although their affairs more than likely came to you tonight. However, we have other matters to attend to. I suggest that we, as mages, focus on what is happening in the Horizon Realms right now, and what is happening at this house.
yeah, I need to get the other people that I know. And she will begin looking a bit anxious, trying to remember their names.
I don't use a cell phone very often, but if you call me at this number when you approach the house and do your thing or your investigation, let me know. I can give you aid from
Well,
afar and make your life far easier.
I know I'm supposed to be going there with number one and the old dude with the doctor and the
Yes, Taryn told me about
young
that.
dude and oh yeah, Taryn and the blind chick.
Of course.
I haven't assigned them numbers yet. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It can seem overwhelming here, and there are not many sons of Ether around. Although I should definitely point you in the direction of some, for you would probably have a lot to talk about with them. I know that you have been informed about Greg, but I have another who can also be an aid to you. Here is his information if you wish to contact him.
Okay.
And she gives
What's
you Ron Perlman's character. I'll get you the name later, but
okay?
and he gives you a location number and some places to contact, and he says, "So, why don't you tell me a bit about yourself as we enjoy some refreshments, and hopefully nothing else spooky will happen tonight."
What do you want to know?
He just wants to know general stuff about it, and as you two are just kind of bantering back and forth, we'll go back to Jaina and Brandon and Arjun.
Because I will have to lie to him though. That's
Well, you won't have to, but he'll know.
yes, I will.
He'll
Well, I
know.
can tell him that what's my actual profession.
Well, he's got Mind 5 and he's got a boatload of dice more than you, so he will know.
He'll know regardless if he has Mind 5.
Yeah, he's got you on that one. As we go back to the conversation between Brandon, Arjun, and Jaina. Jaina, as you guys get to a safer area, and Jaina goes, "Okay, why was..." She pauses for a sec and then looks over at Arjun and Brandon. She says, "Okay, everything was going very well until that happened. Am I like on a hit list for the Tremere now or something?"
Shouldn't be considering that their Primogen and the Prince are both living in my fucking house.
I don't think he's with them.
Right, so this must have been some sort of...
May have been an auntie.
And okay,
Agoratrix Tremere.
right. So now not only do we have this red lister to deal with, but we've got fakers about. People looking like they shouldn't. And I was doing what you told me, Brandon. I was investigating some of these serial killings, and... oh, this is a mess. This is just a mess.
Well, consider that we can't tell a real Tremere from an auntie. Only the Tremere can. They've got some kind of fucking mark on their forehead that only shows up to other Tremere.
Right. So out of my league. Got shown this
Out of your league. Out of my league.
one. Okay. So where do we go from here? Proceed on as normal?
Proceed as normal. If anything else happens, just you know how to get a hold of me.
You got it. Hey, thanks for saving my ass today. I mean, probably wouldn't have needed it, but if he had had people watching him or whatever, they'll think twice this time. Nonetheless,
Damn right they will.
we really should all watch our backs at this point because it seems like things are starting to converge. And I gotta tell you, Brendan, I'll give you the information I sent you over the cell later. But these serial killings, this is something else. I don't think this is one of us doing it.
No, he didn't seem to care so much about the masquerade, so he's obviously not one of you.
Indeed, I wouldn't see any self-respecting kindred doing this kind of masquerade violation with these kind of serial killings. This just made the news in the first night they was at it out. Doesn't seem to be discriminating either. As Agent, I don't know how much you know about what I do, but she looks over at Brandon and she's like, no discrimination at all. Mage, kindred, lupine, whatever the hell those other ones are called. No discrimination whatsoever. She makes a little sign with her fist and she's like, knife in the chest. Done.
Wait, that guy came with a gun though.
Indeed. So we know that wasn't our serial killer. Why he was after me, I have no idea. I didn't antagonize anyone today. Not that I know of. Anyway.
I mean, other than me, but you do that on a daily basis.
Yeah, well, that's my job. Let's be honest. But anyway,
No, you see, you said the guy was about to shoot Arjun or Jaina before,
from the looks of it, he was actually bringing his gun up towards Jaina, but Arjun, if you had to take a guess, you two were so close together at the time, could have been either. But it looked like his eyes were a little more focused on Jaina.
I don't know, but well, I'll tell you, stay safe. But you've got that guy, so you're already more than safe.
Yeah, I'll join you two at the house. I've had enough excitement for tonight, and as much as it regrets me that this house is full, and she looks over at Brandon again.
Eat me. It's not my fucking fault.
When he says "eat me," she's like, almost like she's contemplating on. She kind of shrugs and she says,
"Fuck off, woman."
She chuckles. She says, "Very well. Let's head back then."
Good, you got rid of that other mouse.
Give me a few minutes. I came here to get some peace.
Of course. Let's continue about our night.
Well, it's not like I brought a car anyway.
And with that, the session will come to a close. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Stopping the stream now.